Take one look at the Q3 and you'll see Audi has decided to stick with its hand rather than down. Its design won't exactly upset the crossover status. It's a light update, so expect more angles than before, wheelarch bulges that are a nod to the original Quattro, a front grille big enough to swallow a house, scrolling LED lights front and rear, optional, and very cool, wheels from an RS6 Performance. We could go on. This conservative approach makes sense though. More than 1.1 million Q3s have been sold so far since 2011. For perspective, Audi has only managed to flog around 600,000 GT coupes and roadsters since 1998. Why change a successful formula? Still, there are some tasty colors to brighten it up a bit. Turbo blue and pulse orange, pictured, are particular favorites, although we're pretty convinced few will choose the latter. Shame. Is the new Audi Q3's interior any different? Modern Audi interiors are the same, almost all of them share a common parts bin, albeit a plentiful and well-made one, with some of the cars in Audi's portfolio featuring different methods of how those bits are arranged. It's a bit like Ready Steady Cook, remember the TV show? Chefs would be given the same ingredients but asked to put their own spin on it. Virtual cockpit is standard regardless of trim. One main touchscreen is also present, so half the A6, A7, A8 etc. minus the haptic feedback, and you'll find lower switchgear from the new A1 and the climate control unit from the A3. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's all inset in a well-built and roomy cockpit. Little details like a slim Alcantara finish that runs across the top of the dash are a cool addition, as are the rev and speedometers on the optional larger virtual cockpit that are little more than a graph line that rises and falls, like the dials on a Lamborghini Reventon. It's generously equipped. Entry-level sport cars come with LED headlights, MMI Nav Pro, virtual cockpit and lane departure as standard. Step up to familiar S-Line and top-of-the-shelf Vorsprung spec for more kit. You mentioned it's roomy inside. Yeah. The cabin in general is really airy, and the rear space has big windows, decent headroom and a slidable rear bench for if you want to prioritize rear passenger space or more room for your things in the boot. With the seats slid all the way back, there's 530 litres of boot volume, 110 litres larger than the first Q3, and with the rear bench slid forward there's up to 675 litres on offer, even more than the standard long bay of an A6 Avant. What's more, Audi's designers are at pains to put built-in boot parcel shelf storage. Believe it or not, very few cars have this feature, and we can't argue that not having to either leave the parcel shelf in the back seats or be leaving it home and inevitably forget to put it back. Audi believes UK buyers will go for the 35 TFSI engine more than any of the others. It's smooth and incredibly quiet on the move, and the cylinder deactivation tech will be a boon for urban drivers, but you'll be left wondering what thinners Audi's engineers were huffing when they said it could get to 62 miles per hour in a wildly optimistic 9.2 seconds. It is slow. We also tried the 45 TFSI, which certainly felt pokier and started up with a similar park to a Golf GTI, but it still wasn't exactly earth-shattering. During our first drive, there was also a 40 TDI engine there, which had quite a slim torque band you have to regularly exploit. And it ain't half gargly, even at motorway speeds, which will be a little irritating. Sixth gear in the manual felt a little short, so even at 70-ish miles per hour, there was a consistent grumble. The good news is that all of the above engines are available in the UK, albeit mated to some slightly confusing gearbox and drive options. Some are dual clutch, some are all-wheel drive only. If we explained them all, we'd be here all week. If practicality and desirability are at the top of your agenda, the new Q3 will carry all of Yout's stuff, family, friends and look good in a modern yet reserved way while doing it. The engine range ticks all the boxes. It drives pleasantly. It looks inoffensive and slots neatly into the updated, ever-growing Audi range. Simply put, the Audi Q3 is an SUV from a company that already sells them by the shed-load. Few premium crossover buyers will care that it brings little to the party when it ticks off many of the basics with ease, but when rivals like the jazzy BMW X2 and even the now-dead first-generation Range Rover Evoque are so much better to drive and the Volvo XC40 does such a better job of being alternatively cool and supremely comfortable, the Q3 by comparison is just so vanilla.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Subscribe to Auto TV.